Hey everyone, have you ever wondered if you could build some serious wealth, but, completely under the radar? Well, today we're going to dive into a blueprint for doing exactly that, making some significant cash without the whole world needing to know your business. All right, so let's just get right to it. Here's the big question, and it's probably the one that got you to click on this in the first place. Can you really make $10,000 in just 30 days without anyone noticing? I know. It sounds super ambitious, but stick with me. We're going to break down how this might actually be possible. And yep, that's the number we're focusing on, 10 grand. Now, let's be super clear about something right up front. This isn't about anything sketchy, illegal, or unethical, okay? Not at all. This is all about using smart, often overlooked strategies that let you hit some pretty serious financial goals, all while keeping things private. So this brings us to a really crucial idea, the difference between a public hustle and a private hustle. Honestly, understanding this distinction is the absolute first step, and it's the reason why discretion matters so much here. I mean, think about it for a second. Maybe you're saving up for a huge surprise for someone you love, or maybe you're just a private person who doesn't want everyone in on your financial moves. And that's the real challenge, right? Because pretty much all the advice you hear these days is about being loud. Build a personal brand, share everything on social media, go viral. So on one side, you've got that public hustle. It's all about social media promotion, going to networking events, building that personal brand. You know the drill. But on the other side, there's the private path. This is all about discreet client work, using anonymous platforms, and just tackling one-off projects. If we're going to hit that 10K goal, we have to live and breathe entirely in that second column, that private space. Okay, so if the public route is a no-go, how in the world do we build wealth privately? Well, this is where our stealth wealth blueprint comes into play. It's basically built on 3 core strategies that we're going to walk through right now. It's a pretty straightforward 3-step process. First up, high-value freelancing. This is all about finding those clients who will pay a premium, not just for your skills, but for your discretion too. Next, we're going to explore anonymous digital products. Think creating assets that make you money without your name ever being attached. And finally, we'll cover how to leverage super specific niche skills for these really lucrative one-off projects. Okay, let's get a little more specific. So for high-value freelancing, think about something like ghostwriting for a top executive or doing graphic design for a brand that's still in stealth mode. For anonymous digital products, well, you could sell an ebook on a super niche topic using a pen name. And for those niche skills, imagine landing a single project doing 3D modeling or some complex data analysis that pays thousands all on its own. All right, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But the real question is, does it actually work? Well, let's take a look at a real case study of someone who put this exact blueprint into action. So let's talk about this one freelancer, someone who was basically a ghost online. Their whole mission was to hit that $10,000 goal in 1 month and do it all without creating any kind of public persona. So what was their secret weapon? They found a very specific high-value niche, high-end copywriting for businesses that also really valued privacy. Think of those tech startups that are still in stealth mode, or maybe super exclusive financial firms. Their strategy was pure stealth. They used these super targeted, discreet marketing methods to find clients. No big announcements on social media, no blog about their personal brand, nothing. They built a seriously lucrative client base without ever using their real name or stepping into the spotlight for even a second. And the result? Well, by landing just a handful of these high-paying private projects over those 30 days, they did it. They hit their goal, $10,000, earned completely on their own terms and completely 100% discreetly. So yeah, it's absolutely possible. All right, so let's bring it all home. What's your under-the-radar mission here? Let's just boil this all down to the key takeaways from the blueprint we just talked about. First and foremost, just know that it is totally possible to earn significant income on the down low. The path there really involves focusing on that high-value freelancing, selling digital products anonymously, and leveraging those really unique niche skills for one-off projects. But at the end of the day, your own creativity is the real key to success here. And that brings me to my final question, and this one's for you. Now that you've seen this blueprint in action, I've got to ask, what's your secret money-making tip? Come on, I know there's a whole world of unconventional wisdom out there in our community. Go ahead and share your best tips down in the comments. Let's build on this knowledge together, you know? And hey, if you want more unconventional financial advice like this, make sure you're subscribed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. We have to hustle harder, right? But today, we're going to flip that idea on its head. We're going to explore how your financial strategy, your money, might actually be the most powerful tool you have for personal growth. Let's dive in. So let me just ask you this straight up. We're constantly told to grind, to add more to our plates, all for the sake of self-improvement. But what if the real key to growing as a person isn't on your to-do list at all, but sitting right there in your bank accounts? And that's really the heart of what we're talking about today. This is about more than just saving for retirement or some far-off goal. We're looking at how a really smart financial plan can be a tool to actively help you reduce stress, to grow as a person, and to build a genuinely more fulfilling life, like starting right now. So what's holding so many of us back from this? Well, it's something I like to call the great disconnect. Think of it like this invisible wall we put up between our money goals and our personal ambitions. We treat them like two completely separate journeys that are never supposed to cross paths. I bet this looks pretty familiar, right? On one side, you've got the financial checklist: save money, pay off debt, build some wealth. And on the other, all the things that make life awesome: learn a new skill, travel, start that hobby you've always dreamed of. We treat them like two different lists, but here's the secret. The list on the left is the very key that unlocks everything on the right. And keeping them separate, it has real consequences. It leads to that feeling of burnout from working nonstop just to save a little, while your personal growth totally stalls out. It creates this false choice, you know? It makes you feel like you have to pick between your passion and being responsible. And honestly, it often leads to us neglecting our own health, all because these two worlds aren't talking to each other. But here's the good news. It absolutely does not have to be this way. We can totally bridge that gap. All it takes are some smarter financial strategies that are specifically designed to align your money directly with your well-being. Okay, so what does that actually look like day to day? It's really about shifting your priorities just a little. It all starts with 3 core strategies. First, you actually set aside money in your budget for your own education and skills. Second, you make investing in your health, mental and physical, a total non-negotiable. And third, and this one is so important, you build an emergency fund. An emergency fund is so much more than just a safety net for when your car breaks down. Seriously, start thinking of it as a self-improvement tool. It literally buys you peace of mind, which slashes your day-to-day stress. And with that mental clarity, you suddenly have the freedom to chase opportunities and take the kind of smart, calculated risks that lead to real growth. And that idea of an emergency fund, well, that's just the beginning. It leads us to what might be the single most effective financial strategy for personal growth. We're going to call it the Freedom Fund. So what exactly is this Freedom Fund? And how in the world does it manage to tie all of these ideas together? Here it is, the Freedom Fund. Think of it as the evolution of your emergency fund. It's not just for when things go wrong, it's an opportunity fund. This is the money you set aside specifically so you can say yes. Yes to chasing a passion, yes to taking a smart risk on a new venture, and yes to investing in experiences that make your life genuinely richer. This feeling right here is exactly what I'm talking about. It's a huge psychological shift. When you have a freedom fund, your entire mindset changes. The world stops being just a series of risks you have to manage, and it becomes a landscape of possibilities. That shift alone can be absolutely life-changing. So, how does this build on itself over time? Well, aligning your money with your personal growth isn't just a one-time thing. It actually creates this powerful, self-reinforcing upward spiral. Okay, so check out how this incredible feedback loop works. It all starts with getting financially stable. That stability gives you the breathing room and the confidence to invest in yourself. That investment leads to real personal growth, which in turn makes you more capable and more confident. And guess what? That helps you make even smarter financial decisions, which just strengthens your stability even more. See, the cycle just keeps repeating, getting stronger every single time. And this brings us to the ultimate payoff, why we do this in the first place. This isn't just about having more money in the bank. It's about achieving a real sense of well-being, fostering growth that lasts a lifetime, kicking financial stress to the curb, and building a life that feels truly meaningful and purposeful. This quote really just sums it all up perfectly, doesn't it? By integrating smart financial habits with self-improvement goals, we create a powerful feedback loop that leads to greater well-being and personal growth. It's all about synergy, not sacrifice. They work together. So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a question. What's one small step you can take today to start building your own freedom fund? What does your financial self-improvement strategy look like? Go ahead and share your thoughts in the comments. I'd really love to see what you come up with.